It was created by some.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of Legacy Loading, a new, I would say, not exactly a super original idea, but a new show to the channel where me and the guests watch old school media from gaming history. And this is the inaugural episode. And joining me is my buddy, Mr. IJP Mexican, Frank Adores Gamings, or as I lovingly call him, Frankie Delano Mexican. How are you doing, buddy?
My name's Obama. Hi.
Your name is not Obama.
It is Obama. What are you talking about?
No
Literally,
Obama.
everybody calls me Obama.
Whoa.
One person who doesn't call me Obama.
Yes, exactly, because you're not black.
Exactly.
You're not black. I've seen you.
What's up?
Not much. How are you doing today, sir?
I got a little bit of a headache, so I'm not doing that hot, but we're still here.
Yeah. So, I guess we should start off. Oh, hello?
What?
Oh, you're very low and breaking up a little bit just on your end. Just giving you a heads up.
Oh. We good?
You sound fine now.
All
Right. But I just want to say today we're going to be watching an episode of G4 Icons, and the episode in question covers Onimusha. So, for anyone who doesn't know, Onimusha is a Capcom franchise. It was originally started off as a PS1 Resident Evil game. I don't know how many people know that exactly. Did you know that?
I did know that.
Yes. So just to throw it out there. And we're going to be sitting down watching a little bit about this game industry. It's roughly about a 22-minute documentary. Obviously, we're going to be pausing and talking about some stuff, giving our thoughts and ideas about stuff as we go through it. And another thing, too, is, this is going to be the first episode of this series. Got a bunch of these planned and lined up with people. But we're going to see how it goes, for sure. And hopefully teach people about some old gaming history that a lot of people may have forgotten of, like the devs who worked on this, the rocky development cycle for it, and everything else like that. I believe this, I didn't watch it too much. I watched a little bit of the intro just to get an idea about, like, how this looks and everything. I think this came out around the time of Onimusha 2 when I was looking at it. So, the reason that's kind of funny, too, is Onimusha 2 just got a remastered port that came to Xbox, Switch, PS4, and Steam as well. And I guess I should say the reason why I wanted to have Mr. IJP here on was because he just did a whole giant retrospective about Onimusha Warlords just recently. Isn't that correct?
Yes, sir.
So, I guess a little bit of thoughts before we get into this. What did you think about Onimusha Warlords?
It was pretty good. I liked how short it was. Maybe a bit too short. You know, I think it'd be like 3 hours if you know what you're doing, which is pretty insane to think of.
Yes, I just recently beat it last Friday. Last Thursday, actually. I beat it last Thursday again on the PS5, and I did it before I picked up Mr. Hadouken from the train station. So, yes, you could do it in 3 hours. I think
short game, fun time though.
Yes. And did you by any chance play any of the other Onimusha games?
No, I'm mostly an Onimusha virgin. Mostly.
All right, cool. I've actually been kind of plowing through these games because they're all relatively short. I'm on Onimusha 3 right now, and I got to say, I'm starting to dig it. I think that might actually be the best of the Onimusha trilogy so far, in my opinion. So I can't wait for you to get to it. I can't wait for you to do another show about. Sorry, I just heard I think a dog or my neighbor scream. That was weird. But I can't wait for you to get to Onimusha 2 as well, because I actually did not like that one as much as the other two so far. But that's neither here nor there.
I've heard people say that 2 is amazing.
It's interesting. We can talk about that more when we watch this little show I got planned for us here. So without further ado, I'm going to get going over here. So let's get over here to desktop. Okay. Let's put you right here. How do I make this full screen so it doesn't have my whole borderline and everything showing?
Are you asking me? Or?
Yeah, I actually don't know. It worked earlier, and then it just stopped working, and I'm confused.
I don't know.
All right.
It's full screen?
It is on full
Is
screen
that-
right now. But it's just like I had it working earlier. I'm such a boomer.
I have no idea.
Let me just bring this up here. F11. All right, thank you, Neo. No, not that one.
F911? Dude, that's such an insensitive thing to say, Neo. Don't say that, please.
It was
All right, cool. All right, so can you hear everything just fine on your end there, Mr. IJP?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So let's begin, shall we?
created by some of the greatest minds in gaming.
Well, Keiji Inafune is best known for his Mega Man series. He's put in a lot of time and effort into his Mega Man games.
And built upon a genre made famous by evil.
Onimusha really extended the Resident Evil formula or the template.
Its creation rivaled the production of Hollywood movies.
Onimusha's budget was huge.
I gotta say that we're looking back on this, and they're saying like this budget rivaled that of movies, and you just get to see that opening cutscene right there, and it's so classic 2000s, like just CGI. Oh,
I thought it looked pretty good.
it does look good, but you could tell that it doesn't hold up. And
I mean, the faces do look kind of like Uncanny Valley-ish,
yeah.
just a little bit, you know.
So I got a question. Do you know who? Obviously, they just said who Keiji Inafune is, but do you know about him at all?
I can't remember off the top of my head, but I've heard about him a lot.
Yes.
The name is very familiar.
Well,
I
obviously,
couldn't tell you one thing he's done though.
well, obviously he's done Onimusha, but he was also the creative mind behind Mega Man, and he was also eventually promoted to head of Capcom during the 2010s era, which was seen as the darkest times during the Capcom lifespan.
I remember people being not happy with that company around that time. That's interesting.
Yeah, so let's continue on, shall we?
We actually tried to do something that had never been done before. I figured this was a game that really needed music on a large scale. It really needs something powerful.
It looks real when you see it, and looks like a Hollywood film.
But the road wasn't always clear.
He wanted a real epic feel to the game, and he really didn't think the PlayStation was powerful enough.
But they overcame those obstacles, and its success was huge.
It's this very cool universal game that most games don't really have.
It was one of the first million-selling games on the PS2.
This is how a gaming dynasty was created. This is the history of Onimusha.
So yeah, as Neo points out, he also made the infamous Mighty Number 9. Did you ever play Mighty Number 9?
Hell no, I never played that. Hell no. But I heard stories, and I've seen gameplay when it came out.
Oh yeah.
Glad I didn't donate to that.
The funny part about that was a lot of his post Capcom years though, because I also think when he made Mighty Number 9, didn't he, Neo? If you're still watching, I believe he also worked on that Xbox exclusive Recore as well. That was also one of his post Capcom career moves as well. Never heard of Recore, huh? It got a collector's edition, everything. Microsoft actually put some money behind it.
That's unusual of them.
All right, here we go.
It's 1999.
Resident
and
Evil!
Sony's PlayStation is the undisputed king of the 32-bit console.
Look at those crows.
In part to the runaway success of a game called Resident Evil from Capcom. The Japanese developer decides to build on the budding survival horror genre as an industry veteran steps up to the plate.
God, I fucking despise those camera angles so much, man.
I think they're epic and base.
I hate them so much. That was like one of my biggest problems playing Onimusha 2 recently, because they had those stupid camera angles where it's like
At angles in Onimusha 1 as well, like when the bosses.
Yeah.
Like the first.
Yeah, your audio is going up and down a lot, just to give you a heads up.
All right.
But-
I'll focus my energy, so that doesn't happen anymore.
I'm just letting you know because you're getting halfway through a sentence and it cuts out. But yeah, the stupid. I understand the angle, but it's so fucking bullshit because in Onimusha in general, like when you're walking forward, like one swing of the fucking sword takes out like almost a good decent chunk of your health bar.
Just don't get hit.
Yeah, I can't get hit when that's easier said when you don't know what's coming. If you're, you know,
Just don't not know. Duh, idiot.
asshole. All right, let's continue.
Keiji Inafune is best known for his Mega Man series, and he's put in a lot of time and effort into his Mega Man games.
Inafune decides to take the gameplay style made famous by the Resident Evil series and steer it in a new direction.
I've always been a fan of Akira Kurosawa's samurai movies. Ever since I was a young child, I've always thought they were like super cool, and if only I could make that kind of a game.
I think actually just what they just did in the Onimusha 2 remaster is that they actually ironically added a Kurosawa mode too.
What do you mean?
So like Kurosawa is like a black and white samurai film.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so I think they added a filter. Yeah, they added a filter.
That's cool. I also want to say I didn't know they spoke Chinese. That's pretty cool of them. They speak Chinese.
What?
I just think that's pretty cool. They can speak Chinese, the language that they were speaking there.
Well, it's they're obviously dubbing it. I know what you're trying to say, but is there a reason why his audio so low?
Speaking Chinese?
No. I turned it up, AC. How you doing, buddy? I guess they were in pre-production of Onimusha 3 at this time too, because they June here, the producer for Capcom's Onimusha 3, it says. So maybe it goes a lot farther than that. Maybe this is a little bit later than that, because Onimusha 3 came out in 2006.
Did it really?
Yeah, yo, Carl, turn up the desktop audio on OBS. Turn up.
I'm all the way up.
Yeah, I raised his desktop audio up, Paul.
How about now? Chat, let us know. And if you don't, we're banning you.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Yeah, I had it down low for some reason because it was like spiking all over the place. It should be fixed now. Let's get back to it.
That was what we started with. Mr. Inafune brought this idea to me and said, listen, I want you to head up a game that's going to use samurais in some sort of aspect. I think that'd be very cool.
And a very unique twist is added to the plan. A famous Japanese actor is
2000
cast
Japan.
as the hero.
We wanted a game that would appeal to men and women. So how we got women to play the game was we used a super cool Japanese actor.
Ah, shit, this game's woke, guys. They were trying to appeal to women.
Super cool.
Super. Gotta boycott gaming, guys. They're trying to appeal to women. They don't make a game for anyone. No, I'm kidding.
Women are pretty dumb.
We can agree on that.
At that time, Kaneshiro. He was probably at the time, and could be even still now, the most popular male actor in Japan.
AC, you gotta let us know about if this guy is still the popular Japanese actor out there, would you? Ask your wife; she might know. But I didn't know that. I didn't know Samanosuke's actor was actually a famous person's face. Speaking of faces,
Oh yeah, they did that for all the games, didn't they?
I believe so. Well, let me rephrase that. I don't know because I just said I believe so when I'm like I actually don't know, but that's news to me. I didn't know that actually.
I know the protagonist from the second game is based off like a guy from the 50s. And there's that what's his face in 3. His name escapes me.
Jean Reno.
Yeah.
Yeah, the famous French actor Jean Reno. I don't have to do anything. Fine, be that way.
Based.
I gotta say something. Since we're talking about this, did you notice like the eyes of the characters in Onimusha 1 were like cracked out a lot of times when they got into like cutscenes?
Yeah, they're kind of soulless a little bit.
They're like wide eyes.
They look like they're not all there. A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, kind of all crazy.
Japan right now. And by putting him in the game, we figured we would get a lot more female gamers that would actually want to buy the game just because.
Gamers!
Using Takeshi Kanashiro's likeness definitely was a big help for Onimusha, mainly because they face mapped a Japanese star, which the Japanese public knows already, and to put him in a game and see him moving in a samurai outfit and everything, it was stirred up quite.
You're echoing a lot there, IG.
Deal with it.
An excitement in Japan.
But it's not long before the first real battle begins.
Well, Onimusha was first planned for the PlayStation, but Funesan tried it out on the PlayStation, and in fact he was using the Mega Man Legends engine for a little bit, which was his previous 3D game for the PlayStation. But he found that it.
Did you ever play Mega Man Legends?
I love women.
So yes.
No. No, I never played it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Definitely one of those games I really wish they would port because those PS1 controls are not exactly fun. That's for sure. I was too busy looking at just jiggle physics.
It was really boring.
What?
That the only thing you
AC.
can do in a PlayStation 3D setting is to just constantly battle enemies with your sword. And he wanted more than that.
最初はやっぱ PS1
Yes, actually, we did have a version, a PS1 version. And although we were actually able to make a character that kind of resembled Kaneshiro, it wasn't enough. It wasn't to the point where you'd go like, wow.
That's Onimusha 3 playing in the background. I recognize that right away. That's Onimusha 3.
They're cheating. They're skipping games on us.
Yeah, like I said, this must have come out around the same time. Maybe that's why they did it, because I think this might have been like advertising for Onimusha 3. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, maybe.
I just realized that too.
That is him. It was close, but still kind of a miss.
He wanted a story, he wanted some action, he wanted a real epic feel to the game, and he really didn't think the PlayStation was powerful enough to present what he really wanted to show.
実際ゲーム作っていく途中で PS2 が
And as we were developing the game, about halfway through the development, Sony released the specs for the PS2. And when I heard those, I was like, wow, that's amazing. If we use these specs, then in fact we can make a character that looks as real as the actual person. So you would get kind of the movie-esque feel that we probably couldn't have achieved with any hardware before that time.
I like how they're just trying to kill that random guy.
I dropped something, so I missed that.
It's just like they open the door, they're showing gameplay footage, and the guy controlling Samanosuke just goes, yeah, randomly at some fucking NPC.
Based.
It's that scene at the very beginning when they got you locked in the door and you bust out through the door and like the three dudes are standing there. That's where they're at right now.
Oh, yeah.
The team is forced to make a very difficult decision.
実際もう PS1 しか世の中に
We'd already come this far with the PlayStation 1 version. And a lot of the staff said, we want to release it on PlayStation 1. We've already put all this work into it. We don't have to change everything over to PlayStation 2.
Woman
It
dev.
was a really difficult decision, but in the end, I decided we needed to go with PlayStation 2 if we were going to come out with a new series with a bang.
That decision set the team back months. Capcom decides that Onimusha Warlords will be big and gives the game a budget to match.
Onimusha's budget was huge. It's probably Capcom's biggest budget they've ever put on a game, and in fact, it put a lot of pressure on Keiji Inafune to deliver a Class A title.
The pressure is on. Changing platforms has pushed back the schedule, and working on a new platform
Woman dev.
presents its own set of challenges. But
How much can you Google this real quick, IJP? How much money did it cost to make Onimusha 1? Because they're saying
I'll Google that as long as you censor all the women in the rest of the video. I can't stand this.
I'm gonna try. My woman filter's not working properly. We're not playing Samurai Warriors.
According to Google's AI, it's in between 5 and 10 million.
$5 and $10 million. How much is that adjusted for inflation? Could you do that?
Why doesn't it give me the source?
$5 and $10 million. Meanwhile, we're talking about video game budgets that cost like 300, 400 million. That's crazy to think about, guys. Like that at the time, Onimusha was the most expensive game in Capcom history, and it cost between $5 to $10 million. I'm guessing that's USD from Japanese yen conversion. In pesos. Japanese pesos. Hey, Nosferatu, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, we're talking about the Onimusha series right now. Found this old documentary about it. Look at these absolute dorks in chat. Did you find that by any chance? I know I'll rush you there. Are you dead? Did you die? Guys, I hate to say it, but the cartel got him. The cartel got our Mexican friend. Yeah, you're not. If you're trying to get your audio to work, you might have to plug in and unplug your mic. Have you tried turning it on and off? Oh, he's gone. Dude, I've been having a nostalgia crisis playing Onimusha 2. Dude, I actually started playing Onimusha 3 there, Nas. So
Hello,
I can hear you.
it fucking up in the middle of the stream?
There you go. You're back. I can hear you.
What I was trying to say before the mic died for no reason was that Google AI is a racist liar. The 5 to 10 million was just the marketing.
Oh, that was just the marketing?
Yeah, I can't find the actual budget.
Let's just say it might have been 20 million then.
Let's say 19 billion with a B.
Nah, let's just say like it was probably roughly 30 million their money that back then. How much was that adjusted for inflation though? That's a real question.
Like 5.
5.
Maybe 4.
Fair enough.
Also, Nas here. Hello, Nas.
All right, let's continue, shall we?
The team
Let's
at
ban
Capcom
Nos,
is
yeah.
committed to making the game a hit. So what do they do next? Research.
Originally, the game was designed based on the feudal, the Warring States Japan era and the samurais that existed then. That was the start of the game, the base that the game was founded upon. Those are the roots, I feel, of Onimusha that need to be protected in the future. So I went to a lot of different castles, a lot of temples. I visited Kyoto, which is the most traditional city that has probably the most historical artifacts and locations remaining.
And the storyline for Onimusha is fully fleshed out.
It's the story during the warring feudal states era in Japan. And it takes place right before Oda Nobunaga, who is actually a historical figure in Japan.
Nobunaga, a.k.a. their Dracula of the series.
AKA Obama.
Obama. This guy is like actually Dracula, it seems like in every game. It's like, Nobunaga's back. We gotta kill him. Gotta kill him.
He's barely in the first one.
He's barely in the first one, and it ends on such a weird note that it doesn't really like make sense to me. You know?
It's almost like they were setting up for the second game.
And then the second
already.
game felt like nothing like what made sense, you know? It's like, what the hell's going on here? It's like, what happened to Samanosuke? Don't know, don't care. We'll figure it out later. That was their whole thing.
The first game said nobody knows, but then we see him alive, so we know.
Yeah. All right, let's continue.
Who tried
Did we
to
ban
unite
Nas yet?
all of these different
No,
Japanese
he got
states that were
promoted, actually.
separated. He came very close to doing it, but died right before he was able to do it. So what I did was I took that as the main backdrop for the evil villain of the game. Oda Nobunaga makes a pact with the devil to come back to life. And with that power, he tries to finish the job that he started out doing.
In Onimusha, the story really leaves a lot of room for the action in the game. It's really basic. You're Samanosuke, this really noble warrior, and you're doing what noble warriors do. You're saving a princess.
Princess Yuki!
From an evil demon lord who has brought the undead back to basically slaughter all of feudal Japan. You're the last hope, essentially.
The team at Capcom now has a base to build a game on, but the hard part is just beginning.
Good 2000s.
By late 1999, Onimusha begins taking shape. Resident Evil fans who have heard early previews for the game are growing more and more excited about Capcom's new offering.
I was a big fan of survival horror, and then this really cool feudal Japan world was inserted into that Resident Evil mold, and that really turned me on.
I guess if I
Damn.
sum it up,
Yeah, he got turned on by.
It was turned on, dude.
He's so
He's all
turned on, bro.
bricked up during this interview.
Fucking rock hard
I
thinking
love it.
about Samanosuke. That's what he's doing.
What's the chick's name? I forget.
Kaede?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Kaede.
That made him soft. He saw her and he's like, nah, dude.
He's like
Women?
a
No.
woman with a tattoo on her leg. Disgusting.
Too much.
Whore, he said, I believe was the correct term.
Yeah, but he said it in Korean for some reason.
Yes. I don't know what that is. Kyle, if you're here, help us out.
I believe it's Hongansu. I'm pretty sure that's whore in Korean.
Horu. That's what it is. Horu. No, that's Japanese, sorry.
Yeah, racist.
Yeah, I am. I can't help it. Nas says, dude, since you're playing Onimusha 3, Carl, Jean Reno is the best. Yeah, he is. I'm not going to lie. I love playing as good old Jean Reno when we're playing Onimusha 3, but that's for a little later.
really quickly, the Onimusha-esque nature of the game would have to be that you
I'm jealous. I want this serve bot right here.
can slash very quickly. It's these quick battles, slashing through the enemies, a quick pace. It all feels really good because you're just slashing through one enemy, then you go to the next one, cut him down, and you just quickly proceed through the game.
Onimusha really brought that extended the Resident Evil formula or the template for that game was the Gauntlet, where you could suck demon souls and essentially
You could suck demons, bro.
You can what? Demon Souls?
You could suck them, bro.
Damn. We do be kind of sucking though.
Yeah, you know what I don't like is like this is whole I just hate how much of like the Resident Evil DNA is really so all over the Onimusha series, especially. Like it feels, even though I'm on number 3, that they just didn't want to give up the Resident Evil formula for Onimusha and specifically. Whereas like other games like Devil May Cry, like they got away from that Resident Evil DNA a lot faster.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't hate it because I'm not a racist like you.
I'm just saying it's
Fine. It's like the zombie game. Okay, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal.
I just don't like tank controls, man. I'm super anti tank controls.
Really? They I found them like barely even a problem in the first one.
And like, how can I say this? They're not so much a problem, but
Oh,
it's
it's just a skill issue. Okay.
no.
Yeah, I agree. You're just bad at the game. Yeah.
Oh, let me rephrase.
Oh,
Let me finish my fucking point, man. But I'm saying it's just like no, like the issue I had more so was it felt like it limited the combat. You know what I mean?
Hold on, I'm responding to Nas. He's being a racist. You assumed I haven't seen The Professional? What the fuck's the matter with you, Nas? Literally everybody's seen that movie.
I've never seen it.
I don't believe you.
I've never seen it. I'm being serious. I don't watch
But you know of it
movies.
at least. You know of it at least, right?
No, I have no idea what that is. Is that the one with Jean Reno in
Yes,
it?
you do. Yes.
I just assumed it had something to do with Jean Reno because of context clues.
And the girl.
What girl?
The girl.
We don't
The
talk
girl
about
that's too
women.
young.
That's what we talked about. Remember? You
Well,
said
no,
no
she's not a
women.
woman. She's not a woman. She's a
Oh,
girl.
that's why. So she's too young, right?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, AC's never seen it either, so there you go.
AC, stop proving Nas right.
upgrade and do power-ups. There was quite a cool system where you could do lots of cool sword slashing moves.
To give Onimusha a truly cinematic feel, Capcom pushes the envelope of game production,
壮大にっていうか
We actually tried to do something that had never been done before. I figured this was a game that really needed music on a large scale. It really needed something powerful, something moving, and just your typical normal background music wasn't going to cut it. So we decided we needed an orchestra, but we didn't want to just stop there.
Onimusha was probably one of the first games to really move the cinema-inspired game into the future, where they were first on PS2, so they had the DVD format to their advantage. So ultra crisp picture, obviously, and this awesome DVD quality cinema.
You know, I just kind of like, we're about almost halfway through this, and I have no idea who the fuck that white guy is at all that's talking. Did they give a name for him? Was I like, does
I don't
anyone
remember,
know?
dude. I was like fidgeting with my pencil. I don't know, maybe.
I have no
I was
idea.
about to say we need to talk about the music.
I didn't really notice the music so much in the first one, to be honest with you, but
Did you play the remaster?
I did.
That's why you didn't notice it. They changed it.
Really?
Yeah, they had to change it because the guy was a plagiarist.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so all the amazing music from the first game got replaced
Oh,
because
God.
it's not. They had to replace it.
I didn't know that.
It's so good, though. It's so good. So it's such a shame.
I gotta look into that now because I didn't know that. I have I have a PS2 copy. But it's so funny that you say that because they're like, oh my god, the music's so great and wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm learning something new right
That's
here.
what I'm saying. Like, that's funny because in retrospect, it's too good.
That's hilarious. Now, I was gonna say I noticed the music a lot more in 2 because it sounded more. How do you say this? Like Japanese, more Japanese. I know it sounds fucking stupid when I say this out loud because obviously, but it's like
That makes sense.
like they had more like classical Japanese sounds to it.
Yeah.
Especially when you were in the gold mining village. Like once you play it, you'll understand what I'm saying. Hopefully.
Mhm.
Or you could just tell me I'm an idiot, one way or the other.
Or we could do both.
And why not? His assistant wrote all the music and he took credit. Oh.
Yeah.
So the plot point from
I think he claimed to be deaf as well. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else on that one. I'm not sure. But I think so.
Interesting. I didn't hear about that one. That's funny. I'm gonna bring that guy up as like my favorite composer because he stole everything and got to the top.
So based.
He was the stealth Chinese of the Japanese crew. That's what it was. Yeah.
Mongolian throat chanting. Yeah, sure.
No. Like you guys got to play it and you'll understand what I'm saying. Like just play it.
I haven't heard it at all. So, and I don't know if that game got its music messed up or what. So it might be completely different as well.
Yeah. Oh, can you hear my dogs?
I could.
All right, 1 second. I'm gonna yell at them. All right, we'll get back to this real quick.
Because they went to the masters. They went to people who actually made movies to do this.
Bro, Bonsai? Do you remember Bonsai?
Oh, absolutely, dude. I used
You're
to
lying. You're lying through your teeth. I already can hear it.
watch Bonsai all the time. I
Oh
remember
my
when
goodness.
my favorite part is when he would say bonsai. Remember that part?
Oh, this is like an old school, like mocking Japan kind of deal of G4. I remember this show. I gotta sit down and watch more episodes.
Face.
Bonsai. God, I love seeing that old ad. That makes me laugh. I'm gonna look into it more. My ears, fuck off.
My ears.
And you had the Kurosawa films, the old 1960s, 1970s black and white samurai flicks that really inspired this. And you combine that with this really cool visceral action game. And it makes for, not a really emotional experience, but a dramatic one at that.
See, Nas knows what bonsai is.
Fight and die with honor.
記載と呼ばれてるですね
We want to try something on an even larger scale than what a normal orchestra could do. So we had the orchestra upped in people to about 200-person orchestra working on the soundtrack or the opening for the game. That has never been done before. It was quite a task, but in the end, as you can see by the results of the first one, it was very powerful, very moving music.
Did he say by the results of the first film? Did he just say that correctly?
I don't know. I'm jerking off just watching this intro because I love it so much.
I want to replay it for a second there.
200-person
I'll put
orchestra working on the soundtrack or the opening for the game. That has never been done before. It was quite a task, but in the end, as you can see by the results of the first one, it was very powerful, very moving.
It sounds like you're saying first film or first one.
Yeah.
The score and
Oh, we gotta get that bro look on Samanosuke's face. Look at that pure man face of like indifference.
I didn't know he was Chinese. That's good. That's epic.
Oh, you're funny.
the score in Onimusha, it really brought out the cinematic appeal. It really lent itself to that cinema quality of game.
And the composer they find is every bit as unique as the game they're making.
Yeah, super unique.
We actually decided to use a man named Samura Goichi.
Samanosuke.
Super unique.
Oh my goodness! I didn't realize he was gonna be brought up here.
Of course he was, because everybody loved the music. They thought it was amazing.
That's so funny. Can you like bring up like those full allegations since we're talking about this now? Just looking back on this.
I don't remember the full story. Somebody ended up looking up, or like looking into his like claims about. I think he said he was deaf. That was a lie. He didn't write anything. I think, if I remember correctly, I think he allegedly worked on the what's it called? The joystick. What's the word? Analog?
The DualShock analogs, is what you're saying?
Well, yeah, that version of Resident Evil 1. They had like the goofy ass music in like the basement. Do you remember that?
Oh, it's been fucking forever. I couldn't tell you the original Resident
It
Evil.
has like some super goofy ass music, and people meme on him saying like, "Yeah, this is probably like the only track he actually made."
Well, let's hear suka, whatever.
Ms. Samura
Suka la
Goichi
mink.
is someone who's actually very established, known, talented in Japan. He's worked on several movies. He is a very capable person.
Oh, he worked on movies too. Oh,
He was a big deal.
I guess so. He was a big time thief.
Yeah, yes.
He was a huge time thief.
Is hard of hearing, and
Oh, he was hard of hearing. There you go.
That was right.
Yeah, you guys were right. There you go.
to come up with such a epic score like that for Onimusha is just unfathomable.
Yes, it was completely unfathomable.
Do it or something.
He completely did not do it.
It's such a good soundtrack though. It's such a shame that they didn't just credit the guy who actually did it and instead just replace it.
Yeah, you think that would be the path of least resistance right there, right?
Yeah, and I'm sure like the lawyers were like, no, don't do that, but in a Japanese accent.
Oh.
Onimusha Warlords comes out on March 14th, 2001, and Capcom gets the blockbuster it wants. It becomes the first PlayStation 2 game to sell over 1 million copies, and hits 2 million copies in a year, and critics are ecstatic.
Yes, it was one of the first million-selling games on the PS2.
This way, sir.
And it is absolutely incredible. I mean, it looks real when you see it, and it looks like a Hollywood film when you see it.
You follow them through the other way.
Understand.
It had the fixed backgrounds, obviously, so you're running around in the same world where it was a very grim, very, very sinister universe. But then it added a lot more action to it. You weren't really limited in your bullets because you had a sword, and you could slice up demons. So it made it a lot more visceral, a lot more fun. Onimusha was just pure, exhilarating fun.
In 2002, an enhanced Xbox version is released, called Genma Onimusha.
Now, a lot of people don't know that Genma Onimusha exists when I talk to them about this. Did you know that existed?
Yeah, we talked about this last time. I know.
I couldn't remember. Sorry about that.
It's been like three years. It's okay. I don't blame you.
I can't remember every little detail. Sorry, but yeah, I have plans to actually play this version relatively soon because I found out it's you can play it on Xbox 360. And,
oh, cool.
And on top of that too, it's like really cheap. It's like only like $10 at a lot of, and you can find it in a lot of retro stores, especially in my area. But everyone that I've talked to, like who's an actual Onimusha fan, at least in some videos I've watched and everything, say that this is actually the definitive version of Onimusha to play because this is like the like the Salty Splatoon version of it.
I don't get that reference, but yeah, I've heard that it's the definitive edition. Yeah,
the SpongeBob one. You know, no Weenie Hut Jr.
I don't remember, dude.
Man, you fucking
say
fail me.
Spanish, and I might remember.
You're failing me, bro. You're failing me.
I've seen The Professional.
I was also the producer on Genma Onimusha, and with that, one of the things that the game got criticized for was being too hard.
Samanosuke, what is this?
We didn't mean to be mean to the players. We didn't mean to frustrate the different players that had bought our game, but we did want to challenge them. Whenever we make a game, we try and have fun with it, make it an enjoyable experience. But whenever we challenge the player, we want to have fun with that too.
Yeah, they were like, fuck you, dumb Americans who bought the Xbox. We're going to make it tough for you.
I love Xbox.
But the next move will be a full sequel. The name of this new game will be Onimusha 2, Samurai's Destiny.
I am not a fan of this game. After I just played it, I was not a super huge fan of it. I know Nos likes it, but I'm going to be very honest with you, Nos. I was okay at best.
Nos, destroy his nuts.
Usually sequels should be better than the originals, although often they aren't. But with Onimusha 2, we had to maintain the Onimusha-esque nature of the game, yet at the same time have something there that would make the fans really say, wow, this is even better than the first one. Trying to get that in the right combination sometimes is quite difficult.
Yagyu Jubei.
In 2, the main character is Yagyu Jubei. He also stands against Oda Nobunaga.
And once again, a famous movie star is used as the main character. But this time, the choice of actor presents a unique challenge.
Actually, with Onimusha 2, the main character was based on a famous Japanese actor named Yusaku Matsuda. Unfortunately, he passed away due to cancer quite a while ago, so we couldn't actually have him wear the motion capture suits and...
What? I'm sorry, that just caught me off guard. I shouldn't be laughing, but it's like... We used that
Unfortunately, he's dead.
Yeah, unfortunately he died, so we just used his face just because we felt like it. I don't know why that made me laugh. Just how straightforward that translator was with that.
But now he's dead.
Film him walking.
Actually, his last movie that he did was Black Rain with Michael Douglas. And after he did that movie, he passed away, and he was a huge star in Japan.
So did you watch Black Rain starring Michael Douglas?
I'm watching it right now on my second monitor.
All right, cool. I expect a full review of Black Rain starring Michael Douglas. All right.
Yes, Sensei.
Yeah, and I expect a full autistic breakdown 7-hour video.
Yes, Sensei.
It just caught me off guard, AC. All right, it's just like they're like
Carl likes when people die.
It just made me laugh how it's just like off guard. They're like so straightforward. It's like, unfortunately, he died of cancer. So
say hi to Vincent.
Yeah, hi Vincent. How you doing, buddy? I was going to.
No, ban him.
I'm not going to ban him.
Don't ban him. That'd be funny though.
Nas has a Black Rain tattoo. You're full of shit, Nas. I don't believe you.
I believe Nas.
I don't. You can't trust him. He's a vampire. You can't trust vampires. They lie.
So we used someone who had kind of a similar build. We used them in the motion capture and then animated the rest around those images.
And to face map him and to put him in a recent modern game, it was just unheard of. It was both controversial and exciting at the same time. But when people saw the final result, it was a formula that worked.
Well, I'm learning so much right now. I didn't know that the the face model for Jubei was a dead guy, and it was controversial. I gotta look up that
You
controversial
can't say
thing.
that word anymore, Carl. You can't say that anymore.
Yeah. Carl needs to stay off the For You tab on X. What the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
Why are you bringing that up
I
now?
agree. I don't know how it's relevant, but I agree.
Yeah, what the fuck? I'm so confused where that banger came in.
But while a new hero and new story are added, the basic gameplay remains pretty much the same.
Onimusha
That is
2
true.
was more just a bare-bones sequel. It didn't really step forward too much. It was just continuing the franchise where, Onimusha 2 was really closed. It was all fixed backgrounds, pre-rendered. So, yeah, Onimusha 2, just typical sequel, I would say. A couple additions here and there to appease the fans, but that's pretty much it.
I like this guy now. He agrees with me.
Onimusha 2 is released in March 2002. The game is another hit. In Japan, it sells 1 million copies in only 3 weeks.
Oh,
but
wow.
some gamers aren't totally satisfied.
Unfortunately, it used pre-rendered backgrounds, which are famous in the Resident Evil series as well. A lot of Americans didn't like it because America is a country where you need to have full 3D polygons in order to hit it big with an action game.
That's funny. I didn't have an issue with the full 3D, the pre-rendered backgrounds. Just to throw it out there, that wasn't my issue with the game.
Sure.
No, I actually like the pre-rendered backgrounds. It adds a little bit more charm, you know.
ゲームシーンとやっぱムービーシーンと
Work begins right away on Onimusha 3, but this time Capcom plans to make some serious
Look at that old school TV. Ay, ay, ay.
It's kind of sad to say that's old school because to me that just looks like a TV.
Yeah, but
changes.
it's so old. So another thing too, I think that should be pointed out here, is that Onimusha 1 and Onimusha 2 only had exactly like 1 year dev cycle for both of them.
That's what made them good.
I think that's also
That's what the first one's only 3 hours, dude.
yeah, but that's also why I didn't like the second one so much too. I was spending more time in Fudo Castle. I think it's called. Is that what it's called? Fudo Castle?
I don't watch that kind of stuff. I don't know.
It's in the game, man. I'm just asking. It's just
Chat, you got the joke, right? Nos definitely got the joke.
I did not get the joke.
Yeah, it's good.
But like Fudo Castle or something like that. That was my biggest problem.
Say it again.
By 2003, Onimusha and Onimusha 2 are both hits, but critics aren't happy with what they consider to be a lack of innovation in the series. Capcom decides to tackle those complaints head-on and make Part 3 the biggest of them all.
コンピューターの方で作って、
This is the graphic department.
One of the first changes made is a shift to a fully 3D world.
チェックして
This is the background effects. We're going to make good on the mistakes we had with the first one, and that is the pre-rendered backgrounds are now gone and have been replaced with full 3D polygons.
In Onimusha 3,
Yeah, you definitely do see a lot of improvement like they're showing here.
John, his name is John. He's a journalist.
Oh, we'll have to look him up afterwards. Hope he doesn't have like a sexual assault history after this.
Of him doing it or against him?
I'm not saying Futa Castle. I'm saying Fudo.
You said it. You said
I said Fudo.
it. I'm just playing.
I get it. It's just I'm being serious. That's all I was trying to say.
you have a 3D environment. You have a 3D camera that works more like a movie camera than it does a typical 3D platformer camera, where it trails the character to give it more of a cinematic quality.
John Renault,
It's this
baby.
very cool quality that still has the presence of what Onimusha 1 and 2 are about.
And using another famous actor for the lead role is now standard procedure.
まあオニムシャシリーズ
The Onimusha series has always been famous for having a famous actor in some way, shape, or form. It's kind of a symbol of the series, and even if I didn't want to put a famous actor in, I would still have to. The upper management would make me.
But this time around, they need someone with worldwide appeal.
より海外の方に
With 3, we wanted to go more international. We needed somebody who was famous in Europe, America, Japan. There are very few people that fit that mold. Also, the game being set in Paris, we decided we wanted a French actor that actually have made their way to Japan and that are famous in America. Very few. Matter of fact, there's only one. That is John Reno. That is why we decided to use him.
Using John Reno's likeness in the game was a big surprise, not just to the Japanese gamers, but to American gamers who have seen him in stuff like The Professional and stuff like that, and to see
speaking of
an actor
Professional,
that you recognize, because these other two Japanese characters, not many Americans would know.
see, I only know John Reno from the best Godzilla movie ever made, Godzilla '96.
I forgot he was in that one. Yeah.
Yeah, you see that later. He's in there.
No, but with John Reno, you're definitely appealing to a wider audience, and it was a big shock to everybody.
Using John Reno is just like any director in a movie using a star. We want him to place emphasis on the character he is being. John Reno is maybe a hook, a selling point, something that can get people to buy the game, and initially when they play the game, they realize, hey, I'm being John Reno. But that's only for about the first 5 minutes, and later we want them to actually get into the story as this character, Jacques Brun.
In Part 3, Jacques Braun teams up with Samanosuke from the first Onimusha to bring an end to the threat of Nobunaga once and for all.
Spoilers.
3 takes place using the same character that was in number 1, Samanosuke. And Samanosuke follows Oda Nobunaga all the way to Honnoji Temple. He tries to finish this long climactic battle. So number 3 wraps it all up as Samanosuke fights Nobunaga for the final time.
Yeah, I met Godzilla '98 Neo, and I didn't know he was in the first Mission Impossible movie.
Wait, what did you say?
I said '96.
Oh, well, we got it. Come on. Well, let's ban Neo for that comment. That's stupid.
Yeah, I'm taking away your wrench for that comment, Neo.
Let's give it to Nos. He'll use it better.
To bring these two heroes together, a little bit of science fiction is brought into play.
You have this little time travel element. You have all these really awkward looking modern weapons set against Samanosuke's steel sword. It's kind of a cool element, bullets versus steel, old versus new. You have the whole French angle, and then the feudal Japan angle, modern day settings. It's this very cool universal game that most games don't really have. But this is really dynamic.
The Onimusha franchise has worldwide appeal.
There's that stigma with Onimusha where it transcends language barriers, and the fact that they use this famous Japanese actor who happened to be dead really made it hit home with Japanese audiences. And like maybe that didn't really matter to American audiences who were playing the game.
It didn't matter to me.
Capcom capitalizes by introducing more games like Onimusha Tactics and Blade Warriors, a 2D fighting game.
And then you have the Onimusha, license, which is going to be made into a movie supposedly in the next couple of years.
Wait, it was going to be made into a movie? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't remember hearing that either.
Wow, that's something I did not know. Wow. So they're about 20 years late on the movie. We're going to give that right there.
While they say Onimusha 3 is the last true sequel to the franchise, it seems like something that will keep going on and on and on. It's Capcom. They'll figure out a way to keep it going, even if they say this is the last game.
And
It was, in fact, not the last game.
But not by much.
Lives on. Its gameplay is copied by other developers.
Actually, one of the features that we are kind of proud of in the game, we have the little sub-quest in the game called the Maku Kukan.
I know what Bushido Blade is, Nas. Stop acting like that's it's like a hidden gem. Everyone knows what the fuck Bushido Blade is now, man.
No, you don't.
Nah, don't. Get out of here.
Did you go to the dark realm?
If you're going to translate that, it would be something like Magic World or Underworld. As you proceed through the game, you're given the option to go down in these little sub-quests, but you don't have to.
I hope you come back alive.
Giving the
Yeah, it did release a couple days ago, Neo. That's kind of what we're doing. You must have missed it at the beginning when I mentioned it. It's okay. But yeah,
Yeah, he was just ignoring it.
it
It
came
was
out.
pretty based on.
It came out May 23rd, a day after my birthday.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Mr. JM's here. Should have given it to great Uwu Ball as his wonderful tax scams. Uwe Bull. Uwe Bull. I think I understand what you're trying to say there, JM.
Yeah, I agree 100% with what you just said, even though I understand 0% of it, but I agree.
Carl, you raise your voice again, and I'll go full hand banana on you.
Better listen to him, man.
Users a chance to either do that or not. Provides a little more variety to the game. We have seen with some other games that have come out quite recently, even including the new Zelda. And
Wind
actually, we're very
Waker,
surprised
baby!
that section of the game would influence so many other different games in the way that it has.
So there you have it, folks. Wind Waker is good because it copies Onimusha.
Yeah, was he trying to make the point that Wind
Most
Waker
of the art-
has? Is he trying to make the point that Wind Waker has an underworld because of Onimusha? Because that makes no sense.
That's what he's implying. That's
Maybe it's because a Link to the Past, maybe. You know?
no, it's Wind Waker, bro. Wind Waker is a clone. It's an Onimusha clone.
The sound designers, most of the people that come to Capcom
Women dev,
are all people that have
Two
a lot
women
of
dev.
pride in their work.
Women
They
dev.
have a specific image
ban
that they
them.
want to go by, that they
Woman
want to
dev.
create, and they're not going to stop until it's perfect.
キャラクターを動かすモーション
These people are in charge of designing the motion.
He's
for all the
speaking
characters.
Mandarin.
思うでしょうけども
Most people would think that motion designers are always men, but as you can see, here's a female motion designer right
No!
This game was
Make it-
woke. Woke. It was woke. They had women working on it.
No wonder I hated this game.
here. It's actually very good.
She's actually very good. I like how they had to put that in there. She's actually very
Like,
good.
Yeah, she's actually good at her job, guys. We're not just.
She's not here for eye candy and to give us cigarettes.
She's surprisingly competent.
Yes, surprisingly.
エフェクト
This is where they make the effects for the game.
あとここでも
And as you can see, there are two beautiful women right next to me that are working.
Women.
綺麗な女性が
Based.
And here's another beautiful woman.
I thought that was a dude for a second there.
I'm not gonna lie, if they're Japanese, I don't hate them. So yeah, I agree.
Well, that last one was Korean.
What's the difference? Exactly none. There is none.
I don't know. You ask a Korean that question, and I don't. It's like when you call a Mexican a Puerto Rican. I don't think they like it.
They don't speak English.
All right, we'll go back to the main scene there. But yeah, that was
That's cool.
That was pretty cool. Actually, I actually learned a lot more than I didn't know about Onimusha. So that was pretty cool.
Hey,
Actually,
learn about the scandalous music stuff. We learned about the movie that never got made.
I didn't even know that. That was so shocking. They're like, "Oh, they're gonna make an Onimusha movie," which now, I think they could probably do a pretty good Onimusha movie. To be honest with you.
I mean, they could barely make a fifth game, so I don't know.
Yeah, so speaking about that, after that, they did in fact make one more Onimusha game, which is, ironically enough, it's kind of controversial between with Onimusha fans, from what I know. Dawn of Dreams.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it other than like some people don't like it.
I think from what I was, because I'm trying not to get it spoiled for me. I think it's because they like drastically changed up the combat, from what I remember. But yeah, and on top of that too, they just announced last year at the Game Awards, I believe it was at the Game Awards, that Onimusha is going to be coming back with
Finally, after 1 billion years.
Yes, and as I said before, I already can feel like if it's as short as some of the other Onimusha games, that fans are gonna hate it. Well, not fans. I feel like we're gonna hear people online complain about the price and how long the game is.
It depends on the price. I mean, this depends.
It's
probably gonna be full price though.
Oh, it's 100% gonna be full price. Have you seen the game? It actually looks really damn good.
It looks all right.
I think it looks really damn good. It looks like that RE engine is getting like its full workout for sure. So I don't know. It has. I think I'm going to bring up the trailer real quick here just to show it off to people. YouTube. Let me see here.
How we doing, chat?
Onimusha.
You guys like the stream yet? You freeloading bastards?
Yeah, if you can, please leave a like and a comment. It really does help, and it really do. Let me rephrase that. We've really seen a lot of really good growth on this channel recently too, in terms of watch time and even subscribers. Ironically, I think we went from like 170 to 188 just randomly out of nowhere. So that's pretty good. I appreciate everyone for joining us on that. Okay, so let me bring this up here. Go back to desktop. All right, let's play this trailer real quick. Sorry about that.
Let's see your best then, eh? Swordplay is a game of strength. Winning is what matters. And you can bring as many...
See, I like that new added physic that they have where you can throw something over the enemy and they kind of like lose it. You know what I mean? I think that looks cool.
friends as you want. Not good. What got them so riled up?
Who is the actor that they got for this now, I wonder?
I'm glad you're unharmed.
I have no idea, but it's somebody.
What?
Why has it got a British accent? Is this like the Empire kind of like feel to it, I guess? I don't understand why that's happening.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, no, so I guess I should say, since I have you here, when are you planning on playing the rest of the Onimusha series?
I don't know. I gotta buy the game, and I'm trying not to spend money as of late, so I don't know. I'll probably play the second one this year.
Are you going to play it on the original PS2, or are you going to get the remaster?
Original PS2.
You want me just to send you my copy?
No.
What do you mean, no?
Oh, I want you to send your copy. I want my copy.
I know.
I'm a grown-ass man.
So? I need someone to actually play these games, damn it.
I'll play it sooner than later, after I do a 12-hour video on Pokemon.
JM says, game looks good, but the MC seems a bit too goofy to me. I mean, maybe. I mean,
It looked Japanese to me, which is interesting.
I mean, it definitely did look like it got that more of that Japanese randomness to it, but he doesn't look like a traditional warrior because, you know, Samanosuke, he was like Obviously, a prim and proper samurai. Jubei was more of a uh, prim and proper, like old school samurai figure in Japanese arts. But like, yeah, this guy looks like he's more of a vagabond. He's not like a traditional samurai. I think he's like a ronin from what I was reading. So he's not exactly like bound to that whole code of like strict discipline. So I am very interested in seeing that too because the gameplay looks very, very solid. That's for sure. Like very solid, very smooth, and very well defined. So
I don't really. It doesn't make my PP hard that much. It looks fine, but it doesn't get me hyped for it really.
I don't know. It looks really good. Like it you know what it kind of reminds me of? It kind of looks like the swordplay in Ghost of Tsushima. So
Yeah, I've heard people make that comparison.
yeah, because it kind of looks like the way that he strikes and kills these enemies. It does look a little bit closer to that type of gameplay. So I'm excited. You haven't played Ghost of Tsushima, I'm guessing, huh?
Nope.
Cool. Fair enough. Well, I guess a couple of things I'd like to add before we start to wrap this up because I don't think I need to go super long on this one. It's definitely been playing the Onimusha series, like I said before. I'm currently on number 3. I'm almost done with it. I think I'm about halfway through it. So far, my initial reactions to the trilogy, because I haven't played Dawn of Sorrows yet, and I don't plan on playing the spin-off games that much because they're not like actually canon, and one of them's a fighting game, so there's really no point in doing that either. But yeah, I gotta say, you got number 2. I didn't like it so much. They added a weird buddy mechanic into the game as well that allows for replayability. So, one of the things that I thought was very interesting about Onimusha 2 was like you could go to a shop and you can buy people gifts and like armor and stuff like that too. So, when you actually wanted to like make connections with other characters in the game, like they would pop up randomly in the middle of like boss fights and regular fights and help you fight other people as well. And they actually do at the end of Onimusha 2 give you a kind of like a branching path tree where they show you all your options that you made through it, who helped you with what, and which ones you didn't do. And it gives you a layout of like who you were friends with more so than not. So I do think that part of Onimusha 2 was really cool. But I just feel like the whole story and everything else was just very clunky and just didn't feel like as good as like number 1 did, you know? So that's my initial thoughts. And hey, dude, how you doing? Came in right at the end. It's not that long. I would say you could definitely go back and just rewatch it. It is more of a kind of casual. We're not trying to make like 3-hour epic tales unless we can really dig into that. But yeah, we learned a lot of stuff about the Onimusha series. Dude, have you played any of these Onimusha games? Because apparently I'm the only one that's played at least 3 of them. And if so, let me know. But yeah, number 3, however, number 3 is just a much better game. It got an extra year of dev time, as you saw, because the first game came out in 2001. The second game came out in 2002. So it definitely got some more time to cook, as they would say. And then they came out in 2004 with Onimusha 3. And Onimusha 3 so far has been really damn good for me. I like the Jean Reno's character and everything else. I'm currently, like I said, I'm almost through the game, but I love the story. I think it's probably really well done. And as I was telling Neo, it feels like Onimusha. I know I'll get criticized first, but I don't care. It's just my opinion. But I feel like Onimusha, ironically, is Capcom's version of a Castlevania kind of game. The main enemy is always like a form of Nobunaga in some way, shape, and form. You keep going back to like this feudal time. You're fighting demons and stuff like that. And the end goal is always to kill him, it feels like. So, excuse me. And yeah, and even Jean Reno has a whip in the third game. So I felt like that was also kind of more inspired by like the Belmonts as well. But yeah, those are my like so far thoughts of it so far. Onimusha Warlords, like I said, there's 2 versions of it. Well, there's actually technically 3 versions, as we found out. The original PS2 version, the current remaster version that's on everything, and then of course the Genma Onimusha, which was the Xbox exclusive version that some people found a lot more difficult because it doesn't fuck around, as they were saying earlier. But there's plenty of ways to go check it out. Dude says there's retro achievements for number 2 and 3 and Warlords. Definitely go check those games out. I highly recommend this series. Even though I was like lukewarm on number 2, number 2 has still got some charm to it. It's just I felt the story was the weakest part of it. Jubei is not a bad character. And yeah, if you get a chance, go play these games. I need to talk to people about them. I'm on a Capcom hype right now, you know? It's just I want to play Capcom games after this because I got the itch back. So how about you, Mr. IJP? I know you did, like I said, a retrospective on the first one. And if you want to give some more closing thoughts before we land this plane, what do you think so far about what you've seen here, what you know about Onimusha going forward now? What do you expect, so on and so forth?
I like the game, and I can't wait to play the second one. I've heard people say it's better than the first. Carl is definitely wrong, objectively speaking, about the second one, so I'm excited to play it.
all right, fair enough.
I'm curious to see what I feel about the game now that you've said that.
Yeah. So
who knows? Maybe I'll agree with you.
I don't know. I would gladly sit down and do another retrospective with you if you ever do a video for part 2.
Awesome.
All right, cool. And with that being said, you said you were going to do a Pokemon stream, you said? Is that true?
Not this week. I'm streaming with you on Friday.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Next Friday.
Next Friday? I thought it was this Friday.
No. I'm talking about you're doing it next Friday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe. I'm not even sure. It's not going to be like a regular thing for me. It's just like whenever I want to. So I have no idea. Maybe I won't.
You got to invite me on, man. I'll do it.
That's true. I do have to have you on. You should have showed up last week, dude.
I don't. I think I was doing. Oh, it was my birthday. I was doing stuff with my wife.
That's right.
Yeah, I had to go to a graduation last Friday. Otherwise, I would have. But yeah, no, that's boring. No one gives a shit. They're like, oh, cool, someone graduated. I'm like, big deal.
Literally everybody cares, Carl. What are you talking about?
So
Nos has been waiting 2 years to talk about this, right, Nos?
Exactly, Nos. So I want to close this out too while we got a moment here. This Friday, IJP will be back on again with our friend Mr. Angry Canadian as we do the May video game wrap up, where we talk about video games that we've played, what we are expecting to play, and what we're excited to play going forward for the month of June as well. I will definitely talk more about Onimusha, hopefully at least Onimusha 3. Because I'm really close to beating that, and I'm probably going to play it once I'm done with this show. And plenty of more other games. Got a lot on my list. How about you, IJP? You got a good list of games that you're ready to talk about?
I do.
Awesome. So if you're wanting to check out like some cool recommendations, listen to some generic game talk, and maybe find something to add to your list, like I said, please stop by. That'll be Friday at 7 p.m. Central Time on this channel, and I will also be back again this Saturday as well with the aforementioned Mr. Insidious Bliss of the Company Boys, and we're going to be watching another show, another one of these shows. It's going to be another Legacy Loading episode, and we're going to be actually talking about the ESRB. That's right, the foundations of the ESRB. Obviously, it's made a lot of impact to how we play games. It's brought on a lot of censorship and everything, quote unquote censorship, localization, and everything else like that. So I feel like it's good for people to understand like where it came from, who were the big proponents, and all these faces, and maybe learn something about it for sure, because it's made a big impact in our lives. And you know, Insidious was he's a little bit older than us, so maybe he could give us some more insights of maybe remembering some of that political hot potatoes from back in the day. And then I should pass it off to you, Mr. IGP. Do you have anything else you'd like to plug? Anything to say? I know you just did a Turtles video today. I did watch that, and it was really
I
good.
did just do a Turtles video. Go follow me on Twitter for all my videos. All of them. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so with that being said, everyone, have yourself a wonderful Wednesday night, and we will see you all on Friday again. Goodbye.
Bye.